I love this open. Hi, and welcome to HUR at Home. I'm your host, Angela Stribling. We've got a great night planned for you. You know, it's all about lifestyles. And okay, where shall we start? All right, I'll tell you. Sunday kicks off Fashion Week, so you know we have to do something related to fashion. So we're bringing on a fashion designer that many of you already know, and we might be introducing you to Tori Soudan. And also, we've got a couple of comedians joining us tonight. Friend to the show and one of our dear friends, and you love her. You've seen her on BET Comic View. You've seen her doing so many different things. Queen Aishah is going to join us a little bit later. And to kick it off, we've got something new that we're starting. Our very own Coka-Lani has this feature, Coka-Lani's Corner, Comedy Corner, and she's brought along a guest. So I'm going to let her introduce him. So please welcome Coka-Lani. Hi, lady.
Well, hello, Angela. I miss you.
Oh, I miss you too. You look beautiful.
Well, you look beautiful too, and thank you so much for allowing me to join you today for HUR at
Yes.
Home. I really enjoy this. This is beautiful. Happy to be a part. And today we have one of my good friends that I've known for a while. Everybody knows him. He makes you laugh all around the DC area, nationwide. He's been on tour with Cat Williams. You've seen him doing so many things. Everyone, please give a nice virtual round of applause for my buddy and your brother, like no other, Red Grant.
Woo! It's a virtual
Hey!
clapping.
Yes, virtual
Wow.
clapping. What's up,
Oh,
Angela? How
man.
you doing, Miss Coca-Lani? How y'all doing tonight?
Wow, it's so good to have you here. Now, Coca-Lani, how long have you and Red known each other?
Woo! How long, Red?
10 years, maybe 15, 10, it's between
About
those
15 years. Yeah.
10, 15. You 5 years becomes a year, so 10 to 15 years.
Yeah, with,
Wow.
with, with radio and everywhere, but
But
Red is doing so many things.
yes, but you look great. You guys look great. I'm looking bummy tonight compared to you guys.
Hey, listen, thank you for the compliments, but you know, pandemic, anything goes, any and everything goes. And your lighting is amazing. So talk to us. How you doing? What have you been up to? What's going on with you?
Well, I mean, I have a few projects that I'm currently working on during these unprecedented times. I was thinking of what I can do for kids and families. And my nephew, he lost his life to gun violence a few years
Oh,
ago. So, and he was passionate about filmmaking. And I always wanted to do something for kids like him. So I decided uh, I wanted to bring a film program to the city of Washington, D.C. And Don't Shoot Guns, Shoot Cameras came about in my
ooh,
head. This is home because I'm a native of Washington, D.C. And of course, you know, the gun violence has really sparked a mess around the city. I feel like the entertainment industry helped me out a lot. And I wanted to definitely keep a lot of young people out the streets like it kept me out the streets. So I started this program to give back to my community.
Woo! So you're doing so
So
much. This is awesome.
yeah, so I partner with organizations like the Hustlers Guild, who's a 501c3 impact organization that represents underrepresented youth in Washington, D.C. So the camp helps kids learn about filmmaking from beginning to end. They
mm,
write the scripts, they edit the scripts, they shoot the scripts. And 2 weeks ago, we shot in Washington, D.C., uh, and the kids loved the program. And it was a 2 week program
wow.
for kids, young youth. And it's so exciting to see their faces shine and light up to learn new things. So it was a huge success. We were able to intimately mentor a number of kids in
Oh,
DC. We had a lot of high profile Washingtonians like Anwan Big G Glover from Backyard Band and The
mhm.
Wire. We're in the process of developing next year's film camp. And we also had Matt Barnes from the NBA stop by. He was so impressed with the DC program that he insisted that the film camp be nationwide and we bring it to Los Angeles. So we're working on a
Wow.
fundraiser to be
That's
held in
what's up.
Los Angeles, hoping to gain assistance with launching our program nationwide. So,
Wow,
you know,
that's great.
we want all parents to get their youth involved and get their kids involved. And you guys can go to Don't Shoot Guns, Shoot Cameras on Instagram, and Don't Shoot Guns, Shoot Cameras on .com. Or you can just follow my page at Red Grant.
Okay.
Now, Red, let me ask you a question. Since you've been out in LA, because you've been doing the films and everything like that, how have you been dealing with COVID? I know you're taking a turn, doing a lot of things, giving back to the community. But how did COVID affect you? Because I know you have a little girl, and you a stay-at-home teacher now. Like, tell everybody, how have you been coping with that?
Well, first of all, I was at first I didn't let anybody in my house. I boarded my whole house up. I don't know if you guys did that, but I like boarded my whole house up, wouldn't let anybody in. I was the COVID, like I was scared, super scared.
The quarantine mask.
I was a super quarantine head. I was a quarantine head, and I had to become a teacher. I had to become an at-home teacher, and I don't know if I'm really ready for algebra right now.
How old is your daughter now?
She's 11.
Okay.
That's crazy though.
Huh?
I mean, don't you feel a little bit? It's been a long time since you've had to go and use some algebra.
Look, the craziest thing about the whole situation, so I'm in the house one day, and I hear my daughter running up and down the steps, like running up and down the steps, running up and down the steps, running up and down the steps, running up and down the steps. So I finally say, Peyton, what are you doing? Can you stop running up and down the steps? And she says to me, I'm at PE.
What?
She in gym class.
She was at PE class in the house. Yes. So I'm.
Oh, that's perfect.
So I said, "Run on, young sister. Run on, young sister. Run on."
Oh my God! Oh, I love it. That is pretty awesome.
So it was perfect. It's been cool. I've been able to get really, really involved with family again, get closer to family, understanding who I am more. I got a new special that came out, Boogie Cousins Comedy Slam on Amazon Prime.
Oh.
So I try to continue to make people laugh. It came out 2 Fridays ago. So if you got Amazon Prime, make sure you download that. And I'm just trying to make people laugh. I went on stage for the first time last week in Dallas. Did 5 shows. And it's crazy because the club had, it was like being in a hockey rink. They had so much plexiglass and stuff around the whole.
Now, does that kill
cool.
the vibe a little bit? I mean, for a comedian, it's instantaneous. Does it affect that?
No, I shot it through those plexiglass.
Okay, there you go. There you go. That's how you do that.
It's a new norm. It's new norm.
It is a new norm. It is a new norm. So you said that was your first time on stage since COVID hit?
Yeah, since March 18th.
Mm-hmm.
So 5 months. It was 5 months. My last show was in Baltimore, Maryland, where I shot my my new album called Social Distance. And after that, I wasn't on stage. But we were able to, like I tell you, get back to so many communities. Me and my partner, Yasmin, we started another program called the Hustlers Hangout, where we had Snoop on there, Anthony Anderson, Just Hilarious, Ricky Smiley, Malik from Eat Clothing, and we did virtual learning sessions for kids, and that was awesome.
Wow.
You're getting a lot of love in the comments, by the way. I don't know if you're seeing all these people giving you shout outs, but you're getting a lot of love.
Shout out back to all the fans and friends that that always support my career and support my movement. My movement is not just a movement of comedy, but it's a humanitarian movement. And I've been in this game since I was 19 years old on Def Comedy Jam, and it's amazing to see me and myself just change, just become a grown up and become a better entertainer and a better person.
Now, let me ask you, Red, because since you've been in the game for a long time, and with the whole social media and how you got a lot of comedians that they straight on social media doing stuff, but, as far as stage performance, they're not on your level yet. Now, what's your in interpretation of everything that's going on with social media, and also everything that's been going on with Black Lives Matter. How's that affected you too?
Well, I love my brothers and sisters who are on comedians. We call them social media comedians, like DC Young Fly, Carlos Miller, and a number of other people that are really, really popular on social media. I big them up. I promote them. They love me for promoting them. But stage and social media is way different. You got an audience in front of you. It's a lot different and a lot response different. So I don't have any. I love everybody. So I always push people to be to push forward. But and Black Lives Matter. You know, I was glad to see the whole Black Lives Matter movement happen, because I think it's just time for people just to respect us as African Americans and as Black people to the fullest. Like, as much as I joke, that's no joke. Just how our people, some get treated, and it's crazy out here sometimes that we don't get our respect even now, and we're still fighting for the same situations. But we're gonna fight on, and they're gonna stop playing with us. That's what they're
Hey,
gonna stop doing. They're gonna
This is
stop
the
playing with
summer
us.
of change, definitely. I love how
Yes,
you're using
this is.
your platform to affect change. I mean, you're a brilliant comedian, but you're so much more. And I
Thank you.
love that about you. Love and appreciate that about you. And your DC zone. We're claiming you all day long, no matter where
Yes,
you go.
DC.
well, Red, you
Dunbar
said
High School graduate. Dunbar High School graduate. Shout out to
Woo!
all the
Yes.
Crimson Tides out there. You know.
now, Red, I just want to bring something up. You have all the foundations and the programs that you're doing, but I know I spoke with you a while ago, probably about what was it, 7, 8 months ago, and you had mentioned
Mhm.
possible venture for Red in politics. Is that still something down the line that you're going to be doing, running for? I'll let you say it.
Well, I aspire to run for mayor of Washington D.C. Everybody knows that, and that's down the line. But right now, I'm concentrating heavily on humanitarian. They call me a humanitic, because I'm learning so much about politics. I'm learning how uh, we can make change with our voices, with voting and changing our communities. So it would be dumb of me not to get involved with helping our community more. And I feel like God gave me this big platform, and I'm going to use it. So yeah, my aspirations are definitely still in place. Uh, Shout out to everybody who's in politics that are doing it for us, not just trying to be politicians, not just trying to do it for the camera or doing photo
Mhm.
ops, really getting back into the community and helping people
Yeah.
do better
Red, that
things and
goes
give back.
that goes a long way. Wow. Imagine President Red. President Red.
Oh,
Mayor
that sounds,
Red. Mayor
and
Red.
it sounds great coming from your voices too. You guys make it sound
Aw.
nice.
Hey, listen, anything can happen. I mean, look where we are right now. Anything
Yeah.
Yes,
can happen.
Yes.
And yeah,
yes,
it would be an
definitely. It's a
upgrade.
great movement. It's a great it's a great movement. It's a great grassroots movement,
It's
and
freezing up a little bit.
Oh, no.
I
I thought it
I
was
look
me.
forward. Oh, no, it might be me. Are we still freezing?
You're back now. You're
Yeah.
back.
One, two.
Yeah, you
Well,
said
it's
Okay,
a
cool.
little bit like the robot.
I hate this. This is the new norm. The new norm.
It is. It is, but we're going to push through. We're
We
pushing
push
through.
through it.
But I love
Easy.
what you're doing, and you're doing it for all the right reasons. Like you
Thank
said, it's not for the fame, it's not for the glory, but it's
you. No.
really to help the people, and that trumps everything.
That's
Yeah, people always say they like Red. Why would you get away from entertainment when been so successful in it? I'm like, you got to go where God puts you, and you got to push through it. You never know where He's going to put us, and you got to just make moves and don't ask questions. Just make moves.
Coka-Lani, don't you think if he's in politics, he's still in entertainment?
Yeah, he's still entertaining
I mean-
because they're the most entertaining. They're the most entertaining. Yeah. So, Grant, I know you was
advantage.
you got these two down the back. So if people want to find out more about the different programs you have going on, especially if they have kids and they want to get into Don't Shoot. Say it again. What's the name of it?
It's don't shoot guns, shoot cameras. They can go to don't shoot guns, shoot cameras.com. They can also go. We have our Instagram page, Don't Shoot Guns, Shoot Cameras, and they can also follow me, Red Grant, on Instagram, and you can follow me on Twitter, Red Grant Laughs. So they can pull up all the information they want to on Don't Shoot Guns, Shoot Cameras.com.
Nice.
Right. And then your special again. What happened?
I think he's going to
Did
come
I go
back.
dark?
It's just kind
You
of
done
in
turned
and
up
out.
the light.
I'm so sorry.
Doing weird
You got a
things.
solar car? No, sir. Just cut out. What?
And he's back. Poof. You know what? I love this. I love what you brought to the show. Oh, he's got jokes. He's like, I'm in, I'm out. Thank you so much. You know, I started following you today as well. And I think if people just follow you, you know, on all of your platforms, they can get involved with everything that you're doing. Thank you so much for joining us tonight, Coka-Lani. It's wonderful seeing
Thank
you.
you.
Before I let you go, listen, I want you to say hi to my next guest. You know, Fashion Week starts on Sunday, and I love fashion. And we brought on a designer who is going to talk to us about what she's doing, and we're going to talk about fashion. So I'd love for her to meet you, you to meet her. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Tori Soudan.
Hi, Tori. Look at
Tori, this is Coka-Lani. She just brought us her Coka-Lani Comedy Corner. Did you ladies meet? Say hi.
Hi, Tori. Nice to meet you. I love your earrings.
Uh-oh.
I can't hear.
We can't hear you.
I'm sorry. Can you hear me now?
Oh, here you go.
Okay. I'm sorry about that.
Those earrings
so
are fabulous.
This is about all we can do to get dressed right now. Have to really do the earrings.
It was wonderful meeting you, Tori. And thank you, Angela.
You're welcome. And we're going to see you back again, I think, next week or the week after.
Right. Now be watching.
Right, thank you. This was fun.
Nice meeting you.
Nice meeting you, too.
Hi, Tori. It's so nice to finally meet you.
Yes, same here. So nice to meet you also. I always enjoy your voice on the radio and your shows. I've been following you for a while, so it's nice to meet you.
Thank you so much. You know what? To be perfectly honest, you came on my radar when my god sister gave me my Christmas present. I mean, of course, you know, we exchange presents every birthday, Christmas, all of that. And my big Christmas present this year was one of your handbags.
Oh,
wow. This bag, it's beautiful. And when I first, it's a black handbag, crossbody.
Oh, right. The crossbody wristlet. Yes.
It's just beautiful. I mean, your logo, it looked like, I thought it was Yves Saint Laurent when I first looked at it.
I have one right here. It's my crossbody.
Oh, yeah, that's my bag. That's my bag. Yeah. I want to know all about you. I know that you're from Connecticut.
Yes.
Started off sewing. Tell us the journey. I mean, how did you go from sewing to shoes, boots, and handbags?
Right. Well, you know, there were like three major things that changed the trajectory of my life. And one was when I was in college, I had a roommate who needed a gown. And I went to Spelman and I just decided that I was just not going to do fashion. I had done fashion since I was 9. I had designed clothes and made dresses and made prom gowns for my classmates. But I reached a point where I lost confidence in my ability to become a designer.
Why?
I didn't. Well, it was really difficult back then. You know, there was the path to becoming a designer was you really had to be connected, and fashion is very insular. It's very hard to get those opportunities to get you on the path to become a designer. At least back then it was.
Yeah.
But what really changed things was the internet. And so, you know, when I discovered that I could reach my consumer directly, that really impacted me. So after high school, I decided to go to Spelman after having sewn for years. And I decided to just put all that behind me and try something new and try to figure out what I was going to do in life. And then my roommate shared with me that she wanted to run for a pageant at Morehouse. I attended Spelman and she wanted to run for a pageant and needed a dress. So I decided to make her a dress.
Okay.
She trusted me, and there was something about seeing my dress on the stage that just made me
Oh,
understand that I could do this. You
yes.
know, I mean, I just came right back around the fashion at that moment. I sat in the audience and just cried. I was just so
Oh,
full just
goodness.
seeing her walk across the stage. So, that was the first thing that really changed, my path. And then I decided to study abroad. I was a study abroad student in Paris and took a trip
Ooh,
to Italy, Venice,
yeah.
and
Ooh, that had to
yeah,
be amazing.
it was just so amazing. I mean, it was just such an adventure. I stayed at
So
a convent,
beautiful over there. The clothing, the food, the bags, the
everything.
shoes, everything.
Right. I mean, I get inspiration everywhere. It's just
Mhm.
like, the furniture, everything.
Yes. And the
So
people are so
beautiful.
warm and beautiful. I love
They
it.
are. They
Mm.
are. Yeah. So one of the nuns at a convent that I stayed at, she told me about a shoemaker that was giving a demonstration that weekend that I was in Venice. So I was just introduced to the entire shoe industry. I learned about, the last maker, which is the people that carve the molds for the shoes,
Oh,
and
okay.
the tanneries and just everything about shoes. I just learned, that weekend. And I was just really just fascinated with it. And I carried that for a long time. I just knew that I wanted to pursue that. And after I graduated from Spelman, I just went to business school, went to fashion school, and just did the research to understand the industry, to learn how shoes are made and all that. And what really gave me the confidence, though, is when I was just before I started, I took a trip to South Carolina with my grandmother.
Okay.
She was from a little town called Prosperity, South Carolina. And what I realized at that moment is that, my she was a sharecropper. My family, they were sharecroppers in South Carolina. And I realized that they had cultivated this land. And the people that lived on the land were the descendants of the people that had owned the land. And I looked at their family and my family and realized that they had really cultivated the land and, created this harvest for this whole entire family. So I
Your
just
family created. Yes.
what yeah, exactly. So I just committed myself at that moment that I was going to make it my mission. I knew that it was my assignment to um, create a harvest, not only for my family, but for people that look like me, for people that um, want to pursue something or have something that's been planted in them and they're
Wow.
not sure if they can do it. They may not have the connections or they don't think they have the skill set, but you can really just start and just find your way.
I
And so that's
love it. And I love the fact that you figured out what you needed to do to be on top in your industry. I
right.
too, I thought I wanted a career in fashion and went to the Fashion Institute. By the time I graduated, I didn't have the passion for it at all.
Okay.
And you know what I mean? It
Right.
wasn't my dream. So I'm
Yeah.
glad that I took a different road, but it sure is a wonderful. I love fashion so much, though, in terms of just appreciating it. And,
Right. I
you know,
love it so much. It's
oh
just so
my
it's like
God,
art. Yeah.
it is. And so I
Mm-hmm.
can only imagine young Tori, in Italy watching all of this and being so fascinated. Your, your styles, your designs have really taken off. And I know the majors have, given you a lot of attention. You've been on CNN, you've been on the Tamron Hall show, you've been in Essence magazine and on and on and on. Celebrities wear your merchandise. And
Right.
so, thinking about you then and you now, when you sit back and look at how far you've come, that's got to
Yeah.
be mind-boggling.
It's completely amazing. I mean, I launched my brand in 2011. So next year I'm going to celebrate my 10-year anniversary.
Wow.
So actually, during the quarantine, I've been spending a lot of time just thinking about the stages of that I've gone through, over the years. And, I just have been looking at my growth and just my journey. And I'm just so grateful that I'm still in the business and that I'm on a good path, on a
Yeah.
good path still.
You've
Yeah.
created your own way, it looks like, though. I mean, it's not like you modeled someone else. You created your own lane.
Yeah, well, the thing about fashion is there are multiple ways to get there. And so there's not one, correct journey. It's not like, when you go to law school, you go to law school, take the bar and get a job, but there's so many ways that you can become a designer. You don't have to go to design school. You need to just be artistic and understand the business side plays a big role
Yeah.
in the design process. So for me, I had to learn how to manufacture shoes in Italy and, the components that go into making a shoe. And I have to work with a lot of different companies in order to make one shoe. There's the tannery, the sole maker, the factory, the heel maker, and all these different manufacturers that come together to create a shoe. So that was a long learning process for me,
Yeah,
and it was in another language in another country.
exactly. Yeah.
Yeah,
You're fluent in Italian?
I'm working on my Italian. I actually work with a tutor. He tutors me in French and Italian. I'm fluent in French, but I'm maintaining my French, and he's teaching me Italian. So I think that
Love that.
that's really important because a lot can be lost in translation when you're manufacturing shoes.
And you want to make
And
sure they know exactly what you're trying to say. Okay, now I saw
exactly.
Darlene Jackson said something about Spike Lee. I couldn't quite make it out because it's very small there. Let's see. Worn on BET Awards. Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
Amanda Seales
Heels.
wore my shoes
Oh, your
on the BET
boots.
Awards.
That's
Yes.
right. You know what? I
Hmm.
was looking at those gorgeous boots, and you've got several pairs of boots that I would love to have. Who is your target when you're designing all of these styles? Or do you process like that? Do you say, these are for a specific type of woman?
Yeah. You know what I did? I just approached design as art, just a blank slate of just an artistic expression. And then over the years, I have found who connects with my shoes.
Hmm.
And I've
Mhm.
identified my customers that way. I just have an artistic approach to it. I just love all kinds of art. Like I shot this photo behind me.
Oh, you
I
gorgeous.
do some photography, and so that was my approach. And I think they just emerge. I design statement shoes, and all things statement shoes.
You're an artist. Clearly, you are definitely an artist. And,
Thank you.
I know when you're thinking about buying shoes, especially good shoes and Italian shoes, like Giuseppe Zanotti, that's one of my favorite shoe designers. And,
Right,
they're pricey. I mean, it's worth it because you're going to have it for a long time. But
right.
how do you stand next to designers like that? Or do you consider them a competitor?
Well, they're all made in the same area in Italy. A lot of the main designers are made in the same area by the same factories that my shoes are made in. So, for instance, in my factory, they make Chanel, Dior, Manolo Blahnik. I see the Gucci factory. They're all there. We all use the same tanneries, the suppliers. The gentleman who created my TS logo on your crossbody, he also designed some logos for major designers as well that you might see some reference to as well.
I think I did reference one of them. Yes. Oh, it's beautiful. I mean, and is that the dream? Or let me ask you, what is the dream? Like from here, looking, say, 5, 10 years from now,
Yeah.
where is Tori Soudan?
I really want to build a global brand, a strong global brand. But not only that, I also want to spread the knowledge of shoemaking and shoe
Ah,
design, especially within the Black community and in the US. For instance, shoe manufacturing is not really in the United States like it used to be. I mean, there's an art form that doesn't exist here. And I would really love to bridge the gap between African American young men and women in the shoe industry because it really is fascinating.
Yeah,
It really is fascinating. And there's nothing like a well made shoe. And I want
so
people to
true.
understand that, you know?
Are there many African American women in your field?
There aren't. And actually when I first started, I couldn't find any, you know, but I just maybe I just didn't discover them yet at that time.
Hmm.
But there aren't many at all. When I go to events in Italy, there's a sea of men with suits.
That's what
Um,
I think. Yeah.
yeah, a sea of men with suits, you know, and they're the ones that are making the decisions on women's shoes. So it's really different. And in fact, you know, when I first started, I'm so happy for the Black Lives Matter movement now, because now we can just, you know, just express ourselves in a way that was difficult, you know, some time ago. When I first started, someone who was really respected in the industry advised me to not show my face so
What?
that I can be successful.
Ah, and just the name,
Yeah, and
just your
just the name.
designs.
Right,
Isn't
right.
that
And
that's very
I
sad.
it's
But it's
very sad,
yeah, but
but
it's
it's
it's what
true.
I had to do. Yeah,
Right. So I'm so happy to see people seeking out Black designers now.
yeah,
You know, it's just such a celebration of just our culture. And you know, we've always been here, but we've been kind of hidden.
yeah.
And you know, it's just really nice that magazines are doing you know, covers with Black designers and stylists and all of that. And so it's a really good moment.
It's a good time, and I'm praying that it's not just a moment, that it's a
That's
movement,
right.
that it's a forever change. It should
That
be.
is
It's been a
right.
long time coming, and our people have fought for this movement for so long.
Right.
It didn't take, you know, there's been progress, we've gone back. There've been progress, steps back, but I pray that we just keep our foot on the gas
That
and
we keep doing it.
keep
Yeah.
moving forward. I'm so proud of what you're accomplishing and what you're doing. You know,
Thank you.
especially as a Black woman, and you know, you had a desire, you had a dream, you figured out how to make it come true for no other reason than, you know, you're an artist and you wanted to, you know, create these beautiful shoes. And who
Yeah.
knew that you'd be a trailblazer teaching a lot of people who are coming after you that they can do it too. And you mentioned that there aren't the, I guess, the factories in the US.
Right.
That's something that maybe you'd consider?
You know, I'm just interested in learning more about opportunities in that area. Just, you know, bringing shoe making and shoe design to be stronger in the US just overall. I live in Baltimore and I spend time going to the public schools, talking to the children about shoe design. And there's so many young artists out there that don't even know that they have this gift. You know, and I just love to see it. And I love it especially when they come to me and they say, I really want to make this shoe. I love it and I want to make it, you know? So they just really feel so enlightened by this new thing. And during the pandemic, I also did some online classes. I called them Shoe Design and Lemonade for children. So I did a Zoom session and we all did it virtually. So it was so much fun.
Oh, I love that so much. Well, you're getting lots of comments here. Can you read that? Yes, it would be wonderful. Well, you know what? For people who are listening and who are watching, and they'd love to just follow you and, you know, maybe get some insight from you, how do they connect with you? How can they follow you on social media?
They can follow me at Tori Soudan on Instagram and Facebook. And also, my website is torisudan.com. So I'm on all social media platforms at Tori Soudan, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram.
I love it so much. Thank you for being a part of HUR at Home tonight. Thank you
Thank
for
you.
all of your great products. I love my bag. I get so many compliments. People do think it's a YSL. I have to say,
Oh,
no,
wow.
it's a Tori Sudan. Go check her out. They can
Right.
also go to your website, right?
Yes.
TORIS.
ToriSoudan.com. ToriSoudan.com.
That's awesome. So, Tori, before we let you go, I want you to say hi to another friend that we're going to have on. She's, gosh, she's been doing so much. She's a friend to the show. She's been on BET Comic View. She's been, what is it, the all-female comedy tour, Funny in Stiletto. She produced that. Let's
Okay.
welcome Queen Aishah.
Hello.
There she is. There's my friend. Queen Aishah, what you need is a Tori Soudan.
Oh, hello, ladies. How y'all doing?
Hello. How are you?
I'm good. I was on mute. Congratulations, Miss Tori, representing Baltimore.
Thank you. Thank you.
Who needs Tori merch? We have Tori Soudan.
Yes. I just want to know, Tori, I have a question. With all this Rona weight going on, you got strong heels?
I do have strong heels.
Booty in it. Do you like make it wide enough to balance out everything?
Well, I have some low wide ones, so yeah, it works.
It works. You wide and you know when you wide. Nobody knew.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Queen Aishah, girl.
What's up, beautiful?
So funny. Hi, my love. How are you doing?
I'm wonderful. How you doing?
I'm doing great. You know what? The last time I saw you, we were doing our thing. It was one of our Pillow Talk live events.
Yes, but I met my man.
I
met my man.
Yes, you did.
That walk. I hope he watching. You see me? And all you need to see was the top. We had so much fun.
Oh my gosh, it was so much fun. How are you doing, like, with this whole pandemic? How have you been holding up? What have you been doing?
I will be honest. Well, I'm doing well. It's a lot because like last week was a really challenging time with the pandemic and just all of the social injustice and police shootings and stuff. So last week I was just like really, really going through it. You know what I'm saying? Because when you really think about everyone, you start thinking about your loved ones, yourself. And I'm in Georgia, so you never know. It's a pandemic. See, it's been a racial pandemic in this country for a very long time. So I haven't heard anybody say we're all in this together, but that's neither here nor there. Anyway, yeah, pay attention, people, pay attention.
That's right.
So just all of that going on, but I just really try to protect my space, what I watch. I've also been turning the television off, making sure that if I fall asleep, that I have my timer on my television, because all of that gets into your subconscious, and it's just really, really heavy. You know what I'm saying? And then you have people that's calling, and they have stuff going on, so you try to balance yourself out. But I'm doing good. I'm trying to eat up all the snacks that's in my house because I'm over it, honey. Because this chair I'm sitting in almost don't belong to me, no damn more. Anyway, but we're gonna be good.
Right. Listen, you and me both. I mean, I just got to the point. I said, I can't fit the clothing the way it's supposed to be fitting.
I know. You scared to try on what you used to wear in February.
Oh yeah. Oh no. I'm buying, unfortunately, a whole new set. No, actually,
I ain't buying nothing. We going back in it. I ain't buying nothing new. So. My sister got married a few weeks ago, and I bought me a Spank. I was like, it's too hot for this. I'm letting it all go. Stomach, hips, calves, thighs. My inner thigh and my panties are in an entanglement. Do you understand what I'm saying? It is a serious problem. I was like, what's going on? Just how you go buy a larger size pair of underwear and they fit fine in the behind, but right in your inner thigh, you cutting your circulation off. You about to pass yourself out. How that happen?
It's true.
Right.
It's really true.
Just don't wear none. Just be free, for real. Just be free. It's too much.
It is too much. I mean, and once you get a glimpse of yourself coming out of the shower, you're like, wait a minute.
I'm like, who jumped on my ass?
Who is this?
Right. I was like, my thighs refuse to social distance. They just like, no, we good together. We Siamese twins.
Okay. We are together.
Yes. But I mean, with everything going on, I keep my spirits high. I have a good circle of friends. Of course, all of my people, for the most part, are in the DC, Maryland, and Virginia area. Brett, I'm from Jersey, but I got that. That's where I live most of the time in Maryland. But I pretty much keep connected. Actually, one of my friends that lives in White Plains, Maryland, we do virtual walking. So we have walking challenges, and we do I was doing 2 miles a day. But sometimes things be happening, and I can't make it. Look, I can't make it.
Okay, but you know what though? I applaud just you getting out there, because even if you just walk a little bit, it makes you feel better, because as you were saying earlier, it can get really depressing watching the news and just sitting around, and it's your choice that you have to social distance.
Absolutely. And the social distancing, because we are sociable people, period. We're human beings, we're social people. And of course, a lot of people are getting the virus and all because we socialize. We need one another. And more than anything, people need to understand that we are here for one another. We need one another. However, we have to do it safely. Because I'll be looking at people like, I don't trust you like that.
Exactly.
Put your mask on, and I don't know. Before you was kind of wondering, sexual, do we wear protection? Now you be like, I got to protect this, I got to protect this. Over me! Look.
Oh my God, it's true.
Yeah, I'm gonna need you to put something on everything. Everything. We just gonna lay here in the blanket. You roll up in your side, I'm gonna roll up in my side.
Is that what you're doing?
No, but listen, really think about it. How do you date? Yeah. How do you date during a quarantine? How you holler at somebody? You're gonna have to have a mean wink. Cause all you see is eyes. You can't see the mouth. You don't even know if they got teeth. You know what I'm saying?
You won't know until
yeah,
the
that's for real.
So Queen Aishah, if you met someone virtually and things were just really connecting and you were really into this person just from getting to know them, you like the conversation, you like the way they look, would you invite them over?
No, they're not coming here. We can go to a park. You're not coming here. And I'm not going there. We can go to a park. Look at Angela. She giving shoulders. She was like, I would.
No, I'm not.
She was like, he can come sniff the shoulder right here. All this shoulder right here, this right shoulder his. No.
I might think about it, but I'm not ready.
Let's go and get on Duo or FaceTime or something like that. Yeah. Let me get to know you better.
Plus, you don't know. You really don't know. And with this the virus is real. It's taken out healthy people. Serious. So I don't care how cute you are. I'm sorry.
Right. And monkeys and babies cute anyway.
Right.
No, but it's very serious. But I think that if people are using the online dating, we talked about this whole dating and online dating. If people are using it, it's fine, because if you have people that don't have many people and this is their only way of communicating and connecting with somebody, then that's healthy. You know what I'm saying? As long as you keep it healthy and you know what you're getting into. But my girlfriend, we were laughing. She was like, honey, people out in these streets and they dating for real during a quarantine. And they taking it to a whole, and they getting it during a quarantine.
Yes, they are. They're having some quarantine hookups.
I thought you were about to say a quarantine hooker. I was about to say, oh.
Although I'm sure that's available too.
Yeah. So people, you never know how in the midst of chaos, peace and love and joy is being created somewhere.
So many things are being created.
Honey, wait a minute. Y'all start counting. What is it? The end of the year, and next year the baby's coming, right?
Exactly. These are going to be some pandemic babies.
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
A pandemic.
Right.
On the way.
Yes. I don't know what else they can come. I don't even want to.
It's going to be interesting because our people get creative anyway. So it's going to be interesting. There's going to be a lot of babies, a lot of breakups, a lot of makeups, a lot of forget-abouts.
It's so true. I think about you and I think about people who do what you do in times like now, artists, comedians, singers, people who perform. And Corona has shut everything down since March.
Yes.
So people are sitting around and not able to prosper in the way that they were prospering,
right. Absolutely.
So you have to find other avenues. So how are you doing with that? Are you...
Well, here's the thing. I always tell people I'm a working comedian. I believe in multiple streams of income. I do anything that's legal.
Okay. Like what you doing, girl?
Anything that's legal. And I come from a family of entrepreneurs, most like people do so. But I've worked 9 to 5s and stuff like that. I have no problem working. If I need to, I will. But I have my other business opportunities. You know, I do baking, I do consulting, different things. So I have things that's going on. I don't wait for it to only come from here. And when people have the understanding that everything has a season, ice cream, the trucks come out in the summertime. If you go through like winter weather, if you're in that climate, so you're not gonna really see an ice cream truck out in December. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So we really have to know that everything has a season. And you have, like me being a comedian, you have different comics that say, "Oh, this is all I know. This is all I've done." Not knocking them. I'm not gonna be without. I'm not here to suffer. Like when I lived in Los Angeles, loved Los Angeles, but it was a lot of struggle. What happened? I'm not. Excuse me. I believe that those that believe in curse and sin, that is a sin, that you have not only a talent and a gift, but you have common sense.
There you go.
Okay. So my thing is, I'm too cute. I'm too fine. My ass too big to be living on the street.
Okay. Oh, well, the sound went out. I cannot hear you.
I got excited and hit mute.
You got excited.
All of that, and I just really believe that my ancestors sacrificed a lot for me. You understand what I'm saying? So it's just, I have to use my common sense and say, okay, this is cool. This isn't working now. Bow out, do something else. And I'm okay with that. You know what I'm saying? I'm okay. So I ain't gonna never, ever be without. And then I know too many people that got money. So if I need some of their money.
Fall back.
And what you know is who you know. No, but yeah, so I'm right, but I'm doing fine. I will say that the first challenge that I had as a comedian with performing and just creating material was when 9/11 happened. Because I was like, it ain't nothing funny. How are we getting the funny out of this? You understand what I'm saying? It was just really a challenge. But what the inspiration was is, as a comic, to see New York comics work, it is something about the energy of a New York, just to see how they create material. I'm like, oh, they must have been smoking weed when they came up with that. That was very funny. Just the creativity, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah. And create. So just to see how they came up with different things, as far as Black people being late to work, so they miss being caught up in it. So you're not talking about the event per se, you're talking around it. You have to really be smart. You have to really be smart with it. So those things, and a friend of mine, buddy of mine, maybe about 2 months ago, she had called and she wanted me to come by her home. And she's like, oh, let's social distance and me and some friends and we can be in my yard. It's not that important to me. Like, I'm not a drinker. Surprise. I don't drink. I don't smoke. You know, so I like hanging out. We're going to be outside and stuff, but it's really not that serious. So I'm going to drive about 40 minutes to your house. I like meeting new people and all that stuff, but it's not really that important to me because when I gotta go to the bathroom, I'm leaving.
Right, that's it. But
and I gotta drive an hour to go to the bathroom.
Oh yeah.
Or go to McDonald's if they letting you in. I'm not doing all that.
No, that's too far.
Yes,
although some of the social distance visiting is good though, especially isolated for so long. That's the thing that's been saving me. Just going to my friends and we'll walk the Capitol Crescent Trail.
Absolutely,
things like that. Social distance, socializing.
Right, you pick and choose what you want to do.
That's right.
Who you want to do it with,
That's exactly.
I hung out with my sister. I'm like, you need to put on a mask. I don't trust you. Hey, I don't know where you've been, who you've been with. You know what I'm saying? So it's cool. And I mean, I've had a good time. Like my cousin, where I live at, my cousin lives in Columbia, South Carolina. So she's less than 3 hours from me. And I was like, yo, we need to get together and have a social distancing in your backyard.
Yeah.
And she has a nice size yard. We can all sit out there.
Nice.
Now, at her house, because I can't drive 3 hours back, I'm going to her bathroom. I'm going to put some gloves on, keep my mask on, and I'm going to go to the restroom. Now, I'm not going to stay to spend the night.
I was just going to ask you that. No,
I'm not going to stay to spend the night. Like, I can make that a day trip. Or if I'm really feeling tired, I think I'm going to want to stay and hang out the next day, then I'm going to get a hotel. So I have stayed in hotels since the pandemic. I had one hotel I went in, no lie. When I tell you they had saran wrap everywhere, I wanted to be like, what y'all here wasting all this saran wrap?
Oh my
They had it on the door handle. the Pico, the phone, the remote, the bathroom door, the faucet handles. They were not playing. To let you know that we cleaned up, and after we did it, we put some Saran wrap so nobody can touch the handle, just taking everything off. Yeah,
I love that.
they were serious.
Were you a little bit apprehensive to stay in a hotel?
I was just like, is the air clean? Like I'm blaming my weight gain on, like, of course, Rona, but the gym. I'm like, I'm not going to the gym.
I'm not going to the gym either.
Right, now here's the thing. I went to the doctor for a checkup. I'm good. And she was like, the gym is fine. I was like, really? She was like, yeah, I go to LA Fitness and I go. So what they're saying, because I heard that one gym had issues when everybody first started opening up. The LA Fitness, I guess because they're more spacious.
Okay.
You know, and they're really doing social distancing good, I heard. And they said, you got to wear your mask coming in, wear your mask coming out, but they're not wearing their mask inside. That's an issue for me. But I think because they have people spread out and the space is so wide that they're doing it. But I haven't really, I'm not with that one yet.
Yeah, especially, I mean, of course, if you're doing cardio, there's no way you can be, on the treadmill with your mask on. You can't. Right. But do you want these people breathing hard?
And that's my thing.
Room that you're in?
Yeah, because even when I go out and I walk and it's a lot of people out, like I try to stay in my mask, and it's even hard because I just started back. I like jog and trot, and you know, when you move in all this booty, I was like, but it feel like you dropping something. No, when you like running, you feel like you dropping something. You're gonna get it down faster. That's the plan. But you know, people aren't really in their mask, and I know it's hard to be, but I'll keep my mask down when someone's coming towards me. I hear someone behind me.
Oh yeah,
I'll put it up.
That's what I do.
You know, but honey, let me tell you something. Catch your breath.
Aishah, you are so funny.
I feel like, oh Lord,
I can't.
You gotta have your dip bra on when you're outside too. You don't want to look like retribution.
I'm trying so hard to just keep a straight face. It's not working. I love you so much.
I love you. I miss you.
I miss you. Thank you for just being with me tonight. And I respect the hustle. I'm glad you've got all these different money streams.
Yeah.
I don't have to worry about. Just keep it going. And
yes, absolutely.
For people who want to just support you, and you know, if you're doing comedy and people can Cash App you or whatever.
That is hilarious. This is the funny thing, not to cut you off. The Cash App, when I heard people, I was like, that's what people doing. But I'm gonna say this. Ain't nothing wrong for asking for what you need, because that's the only way you're gonna get it. I believe that. I'm offended when I be seeing Cash Apps everywhere. Like they have them on their WhatsApp, their Facebook, their Instagram. I'm like, what's the problem? Like, that's just a lot of begging. Like, I was just raised, it's begging. If it's your birthday, something like that, if you asking for your kid's birthday, your grandma, I'm like,
now you're begging.
That's a lot. But I do have a show coming up this Friday. And one thing I was always planning, like I did a Father's Day show just to love on our minute. It was a free show and everything.
Oh,
I had my Canadian friends, all females, come out. We did it through Zoom.
Did you hit your mute button again?
I be getting excited talking to you. I'm sorry, I apologize.
At least we know how to fix it quickly. So that
yes, so starting this Friday, September 4th, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, I'll be doing comedian Queen Aishah's Funny First $5 Fridays.
Okay.
And it's going to be through Zoom. You can get your tickets through Eventbrite. If you go to any of my social media, Queen Aishah, QueenAishah, and you can see the Eventbrite link and all. You can go there and get your tickets. Now, I want to keep it at $5 because people are struggling. You understand what I'm saying? But also people want to feel like they went somewhere, put their kids in a room, clean their living room. That's fine. So we're going to have a good time. Ain't going to be no heckling. Don't be frying chicken. Don't be yelling at your kids in the background. We ain't doing none of that. And Zoom is fun because it's intimate and you can come on. I want to hear you laugh, but I don't want to hear all of the noise.
Exactly. What a good idea.
So we're going to have a really good time. And it's just me because I think it's so many people. And I know people all around the world, performed all around the world. And people want to have, want to see some comedy. Huh?
Is it your first time doing this like this?
Zoom? No, I've done a few. I've been hired to do them also.
I mean, on your platform, is this your first time doing this? Because
I did one for Father's Day. I did one for just me. This will be my first time.
Yeah, just you. So yeah, see how this goes. I'd love to see.
Yep, and I'm probably gonna be cussing and everything. Yep, I probably will. My dad's probably. I didn't even invite my father, because I may want to say some words.
Yeah, you might not want Daddy to hear this one.
They know.
Yeah.
It's Queen Aisha, and I call it's comedy, conversations, and other shenanigans. So it's once a month, every first Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And whatever may be happening, whatever may be on my mind, we're going to talk. I may let some people open up and say some stuff. And sometimes I'll have guests on that are not necessarily comedians, but just funny folks.
Nice.
You know what I'm saying? And to tell funny stories. And we're going to have a good time for that 1 hour for $5. Because their money ran out before I even started performing. Their money ran out. So
it's $5.
yeah. So we're going to have a really good time.
All right. So that's this Friday. And what time is it?
8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
That's awesome.
Yep. And if you search on Eventbrite, just put in Queen Aisha and you'll see the show. But if you spell Aisha wrong, you're going to be stuck. It's Aishah. Put that last H on the happy. Queen Aisha.
The last H. Good job.
I'm looking at the comments. I'm looking at the comments. People hollering at me. I think somebody said they want to take me out to eat.
Oh, see? There you go.
No, but yes, I hope to see you soon.
Well,
I don't know when I'm coming back to the DMV this year.
Friday on Zoom. I'm going to try to make it.
Okay. And I have to make sure you let me see your face in the place.
All right.
You know, I'll be 50 in November.
Oh my goodness. Okay, so that's another whole party.
I know. And I think that's going to be a Zoom thing too.
November what?
29th at 4:04 p.m. I am Donald.
29th. You and Will Downing have the same birthday.
And is he from New Jersey too?
He's from Brooklyn initially.
Oh, he's from
lives
New York.
in New Jersey now.
Of course he does. The taxes are less. Anyway, kind of, sort of, maybe. Yeah, so yes, I'll be 50 in November. I'm excited. Some people kind of go through like stress, and I'm excited. I'm like 50 years. Who knew? When I was a little girl growing up in North New Jersey, I didn't even think about 50. I thought people that was 50 was like old folks.
Exactly.
And look at me here.
I know.
Man, boomers doing a quarantine. Look at God.
Right? 50 and fabulous. Looking 35.
Yes. But I always pull young men, honey. I always pull them young.
Goodbye, Queen Aisha.
Thank you so much, Angela. I appreciate it. Thank you, HUR. Appreciate y'all. Bye-bye, people.
God bless you. Thank you.
God bless you.
Queen Aisha, oh my gosh, so funny. Thank you to all of our guests tonight. This was fun. We had a action-packed show. Coka-Lani, Red Grant, Tori came on. Oh my gosh, if you haven't gotten one of her bags or her boots or her shoes, make sure you follow her, Queen Aisha, as well. I'm Angela Stribling. Make sure that you go to WHUR.com, check out our full lineup. And tomorrow night, 9 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, right here, same platform, I'm going to be joined by Josh X along with Kim. Yep, you heard me right. So I'll see you tomorrow. Take care. Good night.